Hi everybody, my name's Lucy and I'm the Activities Officer at Huddersfield Students' Union. Sorry, my camera's going everywhere. So I'm just quickly going to run through my key areas of work since the last panel meeting. So a lot of my time before coronavirus happened was around planning varsity with Bradford and the sports review and campus development plans. So obviously all kind of the work is being put on pause for varsity at the moment. Me and the sports officer over at Bradford decided to postpone varsity rather than cancel it. So who knows what's going to happen, but hopefully when things start to become back on track, we'll be able to do something. But yeah, that's on pause for the moment. In terms of the sports review, my last meeting was just after lockdown happened, and that went really well. So Tim Thornton, who is the Deputy Vice Chancellor, listened to what I had to say from the last review meeting, and he listened to my recommendations that I made as well. So the recommendations from the Students' Union was around focusing on participation level sports as well as competitive sport, because there was talk around competitive sport being more important, but when it comes down to it, we're not a sporting uni, and we need to make sure that everyone's got a place where they belong. So participation level sports was really important, and I pushed for that. Also, the Students' Union, we recommended a member of staff to work jointly between the Students' Union and Team Hud as well, so that we can get the kind of joint working happening between both partners. I also keep mentioning in those meetings that we need better facilities. So the big idea that was put on by women's football and men's football, it went through on the last student jury. So I've been pushing for that ever since, and still pushing for it. But obviously things are kind of on pause at the moment in terms of everything to do with university. Apart from the academic things. So it is something that I'm carrying on pushing for. It's not just a 4G pitch, we need better facilities throughout campus. So yeah, it's going to take time, but the conversations are happening, but during current circumstances, there's not too much that we can do. That leads me on nicely to the campus development plans. So back in September, I was on our estates to get more sort of recreational facilities on campus. Because compared to other students' unions, our campus is pretty boring. We don't really have much to do between lectures apart from sit and talk, and sometimes you can't even sit because there's nowhere to sit. So that is something that we're also talking to the university about, more social space. But yeah, so campus development plans behind the technology building, there will be hopefully, who knows with the current circumstances, but hopefully there will be some outdoor facilities, so like table tennis and things like that, and that's through the conversations that I had at the beginning of the year. So that's really good, and quite a big win. So yeah, at the moment, so the last 3 weeks I've actually been furloughed, but all of the officers' work at the moment is around how we can support students during these unprecedented times. So for the last 3 weeks I was furloughed because I found the transition between being at work in the office and working at home very difficult. I'm the type of person who needs interaction and social interaction. So yeah, I was off for 3 weeks, but I'm back now, and I'm planning with clubs and society committee members about what we can do in terms of online activities. I've been supporting the societies who've been wanting to host the HSU's Big Night In on the Friday nights. And I've also just began planning with the Mental Health Society to host the Great HSU Bake Off. So that's going to be happening next week, hopefully, if all goes to plan. I'm also hosting the Get Involved Awards virtually tomorrow afternoon. So this was planned to go ahead on the Friday, just when we went into lockdown, but coronavirus. So yeah, we've moved it all virtually, and that's going ahead tomorrow. So that's basically celebrating the committee members and their amazing work this year. So I've also supported the activities team with the back end of the committee elections last week. I'm planning to host virtual drop-in sessions for new committee members so that I can meet them and they can sort of ask any questions that they might have. whether it's to do with the Students' Union or their own societies and clubs. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to meeting the new committee members and planning to see what we can do next year in terms of activities and supporting those groups with anything that they want to achieve. I will help to make that happen. So yeah, that's kind of everything that I've been doing at the moment. I've been working a lot on social media, trying to keep things positive. You know, it's a difficult time for everyone, but I've been doing my best to kind of try and make people smile still before I was on furlough, but I will get back on that now. And yeah, so hopefully that is okay.